Alright. Top of the morning to you, laddies. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. What's up? My name is Devious. Today we are doing some tabletop stuff. Give me a hot second to spread the link around. Fine. Then let me toss my link around a little bit. Yeah, then there's this. Just posting my link around as one does. Proper copy pasta so I don't have to be reaching over my mic every 15 seconds. This is fine. This is totally fine. I am asking for death, and I understand that now. Like, legitimately. Stream Elements is alive. That's fantastic. I don't believe... No. Careful to only promo where there are self-promo channels. This is standard shenanigans here. And okay, that seems vaguely reasonable, so we're good. Alright. So. Howdy, everybody. What's good? My name is Devious. Quick explanation. I am building a tabletop RPG. This is the RPG at the moment. Obviously, it's very, very rough. It's unfinished. But I did kind of want to get some stuff together and, like, you know, actually do a little work. Basically, I'm building a... this is kind of like my notes and junk session. Or section, rather. But generally, what I'm doing is I was kind of having issues figuring out how to do combat. And in the process of that, I kind of ran into the issue of, well, I mean, if combat's that big of an issue, then how do weapons work? Like, are weapons the problem? Or generally, how do weapons work in the first place? I don't know. Obviously, I'm still sorting out the exact formatting here. Trying to get it to where there are no... Yeah, that'll work. Okay, we'll sort the rest of this. Yeah, I guess some work to do. I see. This is fine. I just kind of adjusted the format to be more of like a zine kind of configuration. Why are you like this, Jack Wolf? Oh hell, Lord Devious. Oh hell. Oh hell. It's just creepy, my man. But hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, that's a page break. I see. That is not what I meant to do, but that's fine. So how do I do... I'm figuring out how word processing works as per... column break. Yeah, that's what I wanted for Christmas. Excellent. Can I, like... No, never mind. Okay, that didn't work. I was thinking, can I get rid of this top line here? Absolutely not. But okay. So I'm already trying to figure out how to do stuff with this, but I'm not happy. Anyway, so the gist today is I'm trying to build a weapon system where people can build whatever weapon they want. And I know I'm asking for a lot there, but the idea is I don't want to have to create every single conceivable weapon that people might be able to use, right? So I want people to be able to create their own stuff. So you start with a base cost of just a 1 times 1 multiplier, shall we say. So then then you run into like, okay, we want it to be a ranged weapon, so you multiply that cost by 2. And then you want it to be a firearm, so you add 6 to the multiplier. See what I mean? Actually, now that I think about it, if we're doing a Kimbo, we want this to just be a straight 2x, or times 2. Slight adjustments. Anyway, hold on. I see someone speaking. There we go. Someone was speaking to me. Anyway. So, someone wanted to say build a robotic arm with an extendable drill for piercing the heavens. There would be a system for that. Yes! Yes, that is exactly the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. I want people to throw really weird and wacky weapon ideas at me, and then see if we can build them. So for your drill arm weapon, depending on how you want to go about that, I'm assuming that's going to be a heavy, probably armor piercing as well. And then we don't really have an ability for built-in, but that is something that we can adjust. That is something that we can add. How do I add more? Hello? Is this not considered a table anymore? Never mind. Wait a minute, you can sort? I might be about to fuck this up, but... Okay, so hold on. We sort ascending. What did that do? That sorted it automatically. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so glad I found that. That's gorgeous. Sorry, I didn't realize I could sort it alphabetically. That's amazing. I love that. I adore that so much. Unfortunately, that's not how I'm going to be sorting it, but that's okay. Also glad that ability was at the top, otherwise that would have gotten sorted out as well. Awkward! Anywho. So, I'm not seeing my usual options to, like, do stuff here. No. It's okay, insert row below. So let's say for a weapon like your drill arm, let's go to graded. Okay, that works. So now I don't think we're going to need an attribute associated with that. Cost multiplier, I'm going to put that as 10 because it's like a surgical thing. Built into the body of the wielder. Let's say I spelled that wrong. There we go. Okay, so for your drill arm, depending on how you want to go about it, you can do heavy armor piercing. There it is. Heavy armor piercing and integrated, and that gives you your drill arm. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This is what I like. Finally, a system where you can play as a female cyborg android with machine gun shots. Sounds like those from Austin Powers. You could do that too. I mean, we have rules for akimbo Akimbo, automatic, and integrated. There you go. I hate the. This is what I wanted to see, though. That's great. Jack Wolf, thank you for that. That made my whole day. God damn it. Hold on. I'm gonna put that in quotes, chat, because that is freaking hilarious. Un momento. Because that's just, I can't let that just not be shared around. There we go. Okay, had to. Absolutely had to. That's great. Oh boy. I'm thinking we might have to adjust the size of the font here, though. And of course, as soon as I post that, RJ's in there. There we go. So anyway, I think I should probably like briefly explain how fighting works in order to get into this. So let me just do this now, and then I'll revisit it as people pop back in. So we've got 5 or 6. It's 5. Okay, so we've got 5 general attributes here: speed, body, agility, wits, and psyche. And the idea is this is your entire character sheet right here. This is everything you need to do stuff. Health is an expandable kind of device, and you upgrade your stuff pretty much independently of everything else. So you don't have level ups per se. You have like you gain experience points, and you spend 5 of them to upgrade an attribute. You spend 7 of them to get an extra health point. Yes, there is a maximum HP pool because you only deal your attribute, your attack attribute, in damage to your target, right? God damn it. So what you just posted. Considering how immature most TTRPG players are, it's kind of shocking no one ever plays characters like that. Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. That does track. Anyway. So, you start off with base 2 actions in combat, at least at the moment. Currently going with 2. I might up it to 3 depending on how this pans out. The way it works, it's a D12 system. So if you attack somebody, here we go. Excuse me. If/when you attack somebody, you roll your attack stat, which say attacking with a dagger, it's going to be agility. So you take your bonus from agility, which is going to be between 0 and 6, or it might be less than 0. I don't know. But you take that, and you combine it with your opponent's defense stat as a penalty. So say somebody has really heavy armor and they're using their body stat, and the heavy armor gives them a bonus to the armor and gives them a +4. So body plus armor +4, that's going to be a come on, brain. That's going to be a -4 to your attack. So me attacking with my little dagger, let's say it gives me an accuracy bonus of a +1, and I have an agility stat of +2. So that's going to be +3 -4, and I need to hit a 6. Therefore, I'm rolling at a -1, so I have to hit 7 or higher in order to hit. After that, this gets a little wargaming. Once an attack hits, then you gotta land, or you your opponent rolls defense, which is the inverted bonus. So in that scenario, my opponent would get a +1 to their defense roll because of all their they had the higher bonus than I had the attack, right? So they would be rolling a 5-up instead of a 7-up in order to defend. That being said, I plan to make action economy very, very fluid. This is the kind of old weapon system, by the way, and I'm debating on whether or not to actually give armors any kind of actual defense bonus. Because already it would be pretty easy to max out your defense stat. And I do not want that to be a thing. I want this system to be a little bit on the lethal side, but I also want it to be kind of player empowering. I don't want it to be a straight up power trip, but I do want this to be a system where people can do some really crazy weirdness and get away with it, and it'd be really awesome. Assuming the dice don't absolutely destroy you, which is where the weapons idea is coming in. Because full disclosure, a lot of these might also move over into the realm of spells and psionic abilities. So like, I've got a, where is it? It's a Rifter, I think I called it. Yeah, this ability right here is basically you tear a hole in the cosmos and teleport through it. So that could very easily be a spell. But then you won't be able to use it in the same action as an attack, right? Which obviously I need to clean a lot of this up. I understand that it's going to be a whole process in and of itself, but I'm already kind of liking where this is going, so we're just going to continue on, right? I'm just going to go ahead and add a bunch of rows. So a system where you can be Sly Marbo, but not Magnus the Red. Explain what you mean by that, because at least the hope is you can kind of do both. This is one of those systems that I want it to be very easy to learn the basics of, but there be a lot of crunch in how you build the individual characters. But I want the crunch to be a whole layer of its own, kind of like Lancer. Lancer is very crunchy, but the crunch comes from the building of the character, not necessarily the rules and how you go about playing the game. Because like I could teach someone how to play Lancer in about 5 minutes. Like, here are your stats, you roll a d20, add your stat to do a thing, that's it. Learning the rest of it, though, that's the tricky part, because now we got to go through like 17 bajillion mech profiles, and it's kind of like that. That's the idea, anyway. That being the hope. Okay. I'm actually thinking of, yeah, let's do shot shell for that, just to make it a little bit more understandable for people who might not be firearm friendly. But yeah, like I have some spells. A system where you can be a strong character that pulls off nonsense stunts, but not one where you can bend reality in a 1,000-mile radius. Well, yeah. I mean, I would hope that you can also do the reality bendy bit, but that is deep in game and probably have a lot of DMBS that they have given you over time. But yeah, but these are all the spells that I have at the moment, and it is purely there as a sort of holding area, so I don't have to worry about forgetting that I have spells. But generally, yeah, I want this to be... Okay, full disclosure, I found, or rather, it was shown to me, a game called Voyager Tactics. It is pay what you want on itch.io. Recommend checking it out because it is pretty fun from what I can tell. I haven't actually been able to read all the way through to play it, but it does seem quite entertaining. And the guy who made it, who's an absolute cinnamon roll, by the way, this guy is really, really chill. He's streaming as well. But he made it because he wanted a game where you can do some really crazy weirdness like they do in Ruby. So it's totally viable to jump into this game and pull a freaking sniper rifle deployable scythe and just go to town on an entire horde of enemies with it. That is easily done within the system, from what I understand. I want a game kind of like that, where the combat is just over the top, ridiculous, and you can do all kinds of the crazy stuff. Like, it basically, you can weaponize your intrusive thoughts when you're playing a tabletop game, and it will work here. That's the simplest way I can think to describe it. It's like, hey, there's a big dragon up there. What if our barbarian, who has a gun axe, hits me with it like a baseball bat, but I just hold real tight to my shield so he launches me? I want that to be an option. I want to stab that dragon, but it's all the way up there. Barbarian! Batter up. That's another good one, actually. Hold on. Splicer. And I think we can safely make this one a body stat. Make it an 8. These numbers right here, by the way, are all like cost multipliers. Sorry, name Shot Shell is bugging me. Why not Spread Shot? Because I want to do Spread as like a flamethrower kind of thing. And Shot Shell is actually what those are called. So that's failing in my initial assessment. Yeah, let's do Spread Shot. Okay, yeah, Spread Shot. That'll do. That's a little bit clear. Also, hello, Mag. How are you? I'm pretty sure I sent you the link for this. You can pop in if you want to, man. I'm in streaming chat in my server if you are so interested. I understand this is very vague. Hello? Someone just DM'd me that I have never met before. They're strange. Anyway. Whatever. Granted, fastball specials. It's like when you just described, if executed successfully, tend to be followed by the DM asking, so what's your plan for the landing? Exactly. Greatest scammer DMs. It's entirely possible. I like to entertain them though, because sometimes people just come across as a little weird. This one definitely seems a bit sus, though. Like, really. Anyway. I do agree with that, by the way. But also, I do need to kind of add some movement stuff, which would be pretty cool. So I do kind of want to add something in, like the, kind of like a gunblade, or like Ruby uses her scythe, and it basically just blasts yourself onto a different trajectory. That would be pretty cool. related topic, what are the rules on fall damage? I currently don't have any. That's something that I have not sorted quite yet. Obviously there is going to be fall damage. Exactly what it is quite yet. Music's a little bit loud in my ears, so sorry if it's been bothering you guys. So let's see here. What am I doing? It's going to be something like at a certain height, you have to roll either an agility or a body check. And at a certain later height, then you're just going to like hit the ground and take damage no matter what your roll is. Have it kind of escalate from there. Then obviously we're going to have like abilities and tools. Is he asking because it also ties into how much damage will that rock do if it falls on those goblins? Valid point. I think that would be more of like a left up to the GM sort of deal. But then again, I do want this to be a solo-friendly game, so I do have to shore that up. That's a good point. But we're not working on base rules at the moment. We're working on weapon stuff, which I guess I should probably have base rules more solidified. That would make a lot of sense. Actually, what if we just change this to both? Leave it like that. I'm not gonna like set it in stone or anything. I don't think it's a scammer kind of thing, but it is somebody self-promoing, so that tracks. It's the second person with like a really cutesy profile name and pic and all that crap that has hit me. I was like, hey, saw you doing stuff. Do you happen to need art? And I'm just like, I am so ungodly broke at the moment. If I wasn't broke, I'd actually be willing to check out some people's art because I love getting art of my people, but still. You can displacer, but you could also do Psi for like teleportation with it. That is why I have Rifter. And I understand what you're saying, like if you want to like use a kind of psionic-esque burst to shoot you around a little bit, then yeah, that tracks, but I'm going to assume there's going to be other stuff that we put in that's going to help adjust that. But yeah, Dead was talking to me in the Shadow Den earlier. I was like, hey, so what if you had like a portal gun and a shotgun that you could just blast somebody with from behind cover? Good thing we have Lizzie working on the Pikmin piece. Damn it. Kind of like that Artificer thing in D&D. I can't remember that at the moment. I think I remember what you're talking about, but it's been so long since I messed with D&D that I'm a little But anyway, I do kind of have to figure out how many slots I want as default on these. Because I do have a slot increase as a massive price boost. None of these numbers are set in stone, by the way. Like, all of these numbers are price multipliers for the stuff. So, yeah. Kind of running into blanks at this point. Let's reorganize. Sort table, sort ascending, perfect. Okay, doing this. I think I mentioned this already. The reason I have this in the orientation that it is because I want people to be able to just print this double-sided and staple it in the middle and have their book, you know? That's my goal with this, because I have a bunch of those right now. So like Space Weirdos, Cairn, Maze Rats, those are all kind of zine formatted books that you could just print double-sided in a normal printer and then staple them together and they create a book. And I want this to be like that because it's very accessible. This Vortex Warp was the spell. Right, Vortex Warp. I love that. That would be something that you could do with Rifter, though, I would assume. Definitely gotta adjust on this, though. Again, I do have to clean these up, but generally Rifter would be kind of like a portal gun. And you could also flavor it. I'm probably going to flavor this as, like, you can either tear a portal or you can just hit someone or something and teleport them like that. Alternatively, you could just have it be a gun and shoot a portal at a thing. So that's debatable. I appear to have run out of coffee. Terrible travesty. Just occurred to me that we just created a game where the term two-gun salute can mean something very different. What are you talking about, Jack Wolf? If you're still on the Austin Powers thing, you need to stop. Just kind of moseying on around Discord real quick. I saw some people talking. Ring can't join. That's sad. Bruh. Since we're here, though, y'all hit me with other weird weapon ideas. Like, hit me with something that I can't build yet. Force me to adapt. That's what I need here. So let me, you know what? Let's just go through the Ruby crew. Why not? So Ruby Rose. We've got, I forgot what her weapon's called, but obviously it's the like sniper scythe. So that would be a combo weapon, displacer, firearm. Probably heavy and debatably multi-strike. That's more of a style thing than anything. But I would say that one's vaguely buildable. Weiss's rapier. That's more of magic channeling, I think. There's some cool abilities with it, though. That one might be a little bit complex to do as purely a weapon. And I think that is digging a little bit more into like esoteric materials. Blake's is very interesting. You know me, how about a ball that breaks into a group of spiders with guns on the back? That is... Okay, we're already off the weapons idea. You're into... That's more of like a tool. That's not something that you do direct damage to someone with. It's something you deploy into other weapons. Full Monty ray gun that destroys all non-organic material. Typically used to neutralize insurgencies without harming the opponents themselves. Interesting. That's a really specific one, though, but I do like that. Huh. How would I word that, though? How about something... We're just gonna... This is a working term, but we're gonna call it breaker. And I don't know if it'll have a specific ability attached to it. This is definitely going to be hella expensive. I don't know how we would exactly rule that, though. So have something like kind of like a sword breaker, but more general. And obviously we want this to be ranged and melee capable. Equipment sunder. Sunder would be a good idea. Sunder is a good point. Sunder is much better. I don't think easily would be the right term there. Put that there because I feel like that's something that I need to think long and hard about, because that's gonna also add like that's a whole nother rule. Oh, also, do I want to put disarming as a weapon ability? Granted, the idea is variant of the Full Monty virus from the anime Full Metal Panic. Developed to eat all oil-based materials that led to... Okay. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing a clip of that like a long time ago, and my first thought was, God damn it, not again. Because that show is just made of shenanigans, which is kind of the point. Boy, that show is weird. Weird in a good way, but it's still weird. There's a thing... disarming a player-based disarm player-based or based only on gear. That's kind of what we're getting into. So I don't... One thing I don't want to do is to have there be like basic abilities. Like even Sunder is kind of on the edge there. So Sunder is probably going to be a bonus, if that makes sense. So Sunder should probably just be a thing, and then we add a bonus to it. It's a fair point. Figure out a bonus for that later, but that's a good point. Then we're gonna make this one and probably an agility check. Well, we can make it body or agility, and then we'll make that, I don't know, 6. Weapon is shoot. Disarming. Okay, so the ability to sunder an opponent's equipment or to disarm them of that equipment, that's not tied specifically to individual weapons. But you can get weapons that are more suited to helping you do those things, which is kind of what we're doing. You said the idea itself is perfectly solid in wartime context. That's fair. Yeah, that's what we're going for. That's what we're going with. So we have the sundering bonus, we have the disarming bonus. I gotta figure out exactly what those are. You know, I think I'm just gonna do like that's not what I meant. So we're just gonna say +1 on opposed checks to disarm. We'll just leave it as that. And then we'll do a +1 to opposed checks. Or let's just say to checks.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Or weapons. There we go. So that way we don't put the capability directly into the weapon itself, but we do give it a reason for existing still, which is the very thin line that I have to ride. Holy crap. All right. So that gives us a lot, actually. Let's go back to the Ruby example, because I feel like Ruby is a really good place to kind of shore up any potential holes in one's weapon building system. Because their stuff is just weird. And it's probably good that we just put in sundering, because that would be something I think Yang would have. But where are we on? Blake? Blake's weapon, I think I could actually build right now. Just thought up a weapon I like the idea of. Throwing knife, which uses Rifter to teleport around to the target, slashing him. Yes! Straight up Kingsglaive. I'm glad you reminded me, because I wasn't thinking of that in particular. I think I do want to integrate that into Rifter. But I'm gonna add that in as a note so I remember to do that. I'm still kind of like kind of boiling the idea, if that makes sense. Like it's simmering. I gotta figure it out a little bit more. But I do like the idea. Hey, Foundry just got an update. Nasu. Oh, wait a minute, I just realized. Thought the Foundry Discord had a self-promo channel that I'd just forgotten about. I don't believe it does, so I'm not going to be that guy. So do you happen to have rules for grappling or immobilizing? Because another weapon we could use is a loogie gun. Fires wads of sticky foam to glue targets to the wall. That's a good point. I love that. This is the reason that I want other people to get involved in this. I do not have specific rules for grappling or immobilizing, but you could easily do that with like an opposed body check or something like that. So,
how I use Embarto elements to impress clients and take my video projects.
I'm sorry, who in the fuck? Okay, the video was resetting. That's fair. I do like that idea, though. I really like that idea. So we're gonna insert some more rows. This is gonna be a long table, I can already tell, but that's fine. This is where the crunch comes in. We like that. So, what do we call it, first of all? Let's just call it the mobilizer. Sure, that seems reasonable. I'm intending to add like some form of martial arts because I'm just thinking of Yang's shotgun gauntlets. Yes. Let me finish off my thought on the Ruby stuff before we get into this immobilizer thing. So, I was on Blake. Blake's weapon we can actually build already, and I'm so glad I thought of this. So, we have... obviously we have combo weapon because she's got a sword and a pistol. So, combo weapon, firearm, light, and then akimbo and asymmetrical, which allows the two to kind of have different profiles, shall we say. And then obviously chain rope can go in as well. Oh boy. It says YouTube's not receiving enough stuff to do the thing, which is a bit concerning. If this is blipping, I am sorry. I don't know about martial arts, though. I do need to figure out what unarmed combat looks like, though. That does seem like something I need to sort, because that's usually where I tend to go. And this is looking extremely weapon-focused at the moment. I could also make it to where, like, you can add certain melee-specific abilities to your martial arts if you spend the cost multiplier in experience points. So like if you want to have armor piercing fist, then you can spend, I don't know, 5 experience points and just break through someone's stuff. Obviously that's very low, that'd have to be like a different chart, but I kind of like the idea. Actually, yeah, that's a really good idea. Hold on a minute, I might have accidentally just created something here. So yeah, what if we just have a different chart, or one that, or hell, we could just put in here like martial arts compatible. So obviously you can't turn your arms into an advanced combo weapon unless you make them integrated, in which case this gets even spicier. That gives us some really cool abilities, I feel. On the subject of Yang's shotgun gauntlets, though, we do kind of have that at the moment. So, light, so they can be wielded effectively in one hand. Cyberpunk mods, exactly. But I was thinking more of like, if you have enough experience, then you can just basically get better at throwing hands. So if you want to take heavy, then you hit really hard. Or if you want to do precise. You know, there's stuff there. You have capabilities. But for Yang's gauntlets, obviously it would be light, firearm, spread shot, because it deals more damage up close. Probably give her sundering as well. And displacer. Maybe make that option for magic and psychic abilities too. Lets you pull off stuff like how to pin a sonic boom. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So like a lot of these, I might even just combine them and make it to where you can think about it this way. We'll add a second cost thing, and it'll be like, if you want to take this as a magical ability, then here's the cost. If you want to take this as a weapon attachment or adjustment, then here's the cost. And then if you want it to be a martial arts ability thing, then here's the cost. And just make it to where if it's not available for that, then we just don't have the cost there. But that is a big adjustment to this chart that I don't really know how to do at the moment. Let's see if I can. Yeah, real talk, this format is massive compared to Maze Rats and even Karen, which is fairly large font. Same thing with Space Weirdos. All of these are zine type formats, very similar to what I'm looking for. But yeah, I definitely agree with that. I do want there to be multiple options to achieve the same goal. So like, in theory, you can have someone, since we're on the subject of Ruby, let's say you have someone with Yang's gauntlets, you can also have someone with a lot of magical abilities that function almost identical as the Yang's gauntlets. And it'll be different checks and such, but it'll have a completely different flavor for roughly the same functionality. And the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, and the more I kind of adjust things, the more I'm thinking I do kind of want this to be really heavy on the flavor and sort of loose on the rules and such. Actually, no, I don't want it to be loose on the rules because I do want this to be wargame compatible. So, oh boy, the rules have to be tight. Which basically just means I gotta get the adjustments there. But I'm thinking about it, I don't really want to have a metric crapload of these because that becomes incredibly difficult to balance once you get too many. But then I guess if everyone has access to the same stuff, then balance becomes slightly less of an issue. It's still an issue, it's still something I need to pay attention to, but Also, kind of talking about, like, this is just one chart, and it's taking up probably 4 to 5 pages once we're done with it. This could be a whole ass expansion. So let's get back to immobilizer here. I'll throw an 8. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. I'm gonna have to do some thinking about the immobilizer. There's also the possibility that you can combine a lot of different stuff and get some really weird shenanigans. Like, imagine if we did firearm, long arm, and immobilizer. So now the weapon is a goo sniper cannon. And then if you want to add armor piercing on top of it, now it hits so hard that it essentially breaks through your armor as it's immobilizing you. Which I guess is where the slots come in as well. Let's do... we'll have that there for now. I'll sort out the details a little bit later. Right now I am just going for like the rough kind of overview of what we're after. It's good. We're getting a lot. Getting a lot of good stuff, a lot of weirdness. It's what I wanted. Appreciate whoever dropped a like, by the way. Much obliged. Much obliged to you. Oh, by the way, guys, you can't see it, but I have the next episode of Final Fantasy XIV editing in the background at the moment. Like it's not done, it's not rendering, but it is in the editing stage. I'm about halfway done with it. And I've just kind of decided I don't need to throw like a lot of pressure on myself to edit these really clean, because I'm going to be honest, you guys probably just put them on in the background and listen to them podcast style, which I do love it when y'all do that. That is free watch time, and I am not going to complain about it. But it's also the sort of thing, like, you know, I don't really have a precedent for you guys to stare at every single square inch of my videos, so I'm just decided not to pressure myself with it. Doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to be out there. Anyway, that aside. Starting to think Rifter... The more I go back to it, the more I'm liking that initial idea of just make the... just make 3 separate things. So... I think we can try that now, actually. Table parameters. Don't need that. Oh, that's cool. So if we just do, I like that. All right, let's adjust this. Oh, that's so much better. That might be just slightly too little. Okay, that's better. Truth be told, it would be a wise move to make some options mutually exclusive. Not much point in armor piercing immobilizer if the goal is to glue someone to the floor, armor, and all. True, but if we're on that subject, and I agree with what you're saying. I agree with the initial idea of what you're saying. Just to clarify that, actually, hold on. Can I gotta do that to all of them. But yes, if you want a weapon that is purely immobilizing, then yes, make a weapon like that. Don't put any extra damage on it, etc. But if you do want to have a weapon that both immobilizes and does armor-piercing damage, I want that to also be a capability of the system. Which I understand is asking a lot, but... Actually, I want to take a look at something real quick. Because ranged... I think firearm's a little bit too expensive at the moment. That's fine. Anyway, sorry, I had to sort that. I do kind of agree with that, though. There are a couple of things that have to be mutually exclusive. Like, you can't really... Let's see, let me find one here. You can't put light with heavy, for instance. And I'm thinking long arm really should not be able to benefit to akimbo light weapons that much. So I am going to put some limitations on that. Same thing like spread shot is probably going to be incompatible with higher levels of long arm. Stuff like that. There is one thing missing though, and I'm a little annoyed that it's like this, but let's do reach. Just keep it simple. C4. Melee range is 1, by the way, so every instance of reach can upgrade quite nicely. And I'm going to make it the same cost as long arm. So, actually no, I'm going to make this one a little lesser. So let's do 12 and then 24. There we go. Then yeah, let's put this disclaimer in here as well. There we go. So now I have a precedent for long weapons, which I guess Ruby would also have on her scythe. I'm in streaming. It does not feel that long. I think I need to lower the font size of all of these. That's actually quite nice. But still readable. Wow, that fits a lot better in there.
31B, the first flight of the area Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
9. That's still pretty good.
Every 4 computers now have primary
Fairly
control
off on this
critical
one,
vehicle
but that's fine.
functions.
We'll do 8. Keep it nice and tight. I like that. I am going to increase this. Just a bit. So as I can see. Maybe a little bit more. I'm only slightly blind, I swear. But alright, we're making progress. What other weapons could there be? Let's think through it here. Somebody just tried to text me. Who dares? Who dares? Reddit. I don't even use Reddit, but it still sends me updates for some reason. So how do? I know I'm not done yet, but it does feel like I'm running out of ideas. Let's go ahead and sort ascending once again. Get everything squared away. So that still works. And actually, yeah, now that I think about it, let's go ahead and do... Yeah, I do still want there to be like a required attribute sort of deal. Because, like, you're not going to use agility on a specifically heavy weapon. At least in theory, for game balance. So let's do column right. Don't worry, I'll adjust this. So let's do another column right. So we do a little of this. And generally what I'm doing here is I'm separating them to the point that you know what they're for, you know? And then... Okay, so my idea is this. We have one chart with all of this stuff. And now we can pick and choose which one of these we utilize and for what. So obviously, basically all of this stuff is going to be usable for equipment. But now we're going to have some stuff that we can use as martial arts abilities or as spells or spell effects. Now we can determine different costs for each of them without having to worry about one unified algorithm to keep everything together, because as we see with YouTube, that doesn't always work very well. Loudy. Definitely needed a smaller font for that though, because holy crap. Tables. Okay, this is good. I feel like this is good. What do y'all think? Y'all think combining all of these abilities into like unarmed spell and equipment is kind of dumb? Tell me something, people. Now that I think about it, though, if I do it this way, then this saves me the trouble of creating a spell list. Wait a minute. Oh. Hold on. So if I just make every piece of equipment and ability and etc. a build your own kind of thing, I don't have to create any lists at all. Oh my. Okay, hold on. We might be onto something. I am gonna have to organize this a lot better for obvious reasons, but that's okay. We can do that. Perhaps equipment needs to be the cheaper of the options because it can be lost and low, and the others can't be. That's true. I agree completely, but there is. I think I gotta figure out how currency works as well to sort this out. And actually, now that I think about it, the integrated thing. That is not what I meant to do. Edit, undo. Okay. So, integrated. Now, if somebody has the integrated thing on their on one of their weapons, they can now basically get stuff for unarmed, like equipment. So then you can totally have an integrated firearm as your hand and then boost that with unarmed abilities as well. It reminds me of how Mutants and Masterminds does it. I have never heard of that, but it sounds awesome. It's fine. Appreciate it. I'm getting excited because I really like the ideas that we're coming across here. That does mean that we need to, or that I need to figure out some more stuff to put here, though. Because we're going to very quickly run into hand cannon, yeah. But we're very quickly going to run into a situation where you want a basic spell ability and have no way to do it because all of this is equipment specific, so I got to figure that out. Elemental is one for sure. Fair point. So we can totally make this like just realized I wasn't subbed. Boy, how dare you! Also, what's up, RJ? How you doing, man? Excuse me. Sounds like cybernetics and cyberpunk? Absolutely. Your everything aches. My sympathies, friend. Improving but still pain? Yeah. And crap, dude, my ankle's still jacked up from like 3-4 days ago. I can only imagine how you feel. Because I vaguely know what you do for a living. And I crap get. But anyway. For those of you who just arrived, I am building a tabletop RPG. Assuming I haven't told literally everyone yet, because I'm fairly sure I have. And I wanted to build a system to where people could build their own weapons and like apply different costs to it depending on what they wanted to build. And I want people to be able to build damn near anything. So kind of using Ruby as an example. But then we're going to come to... I also want to add unarmed abilities into here and spell abilities. And then we kind of just decided, you know what, let's combine all of those charts into one table. Give it different costs for different things and make some of them unable to be bought for other things. If that makes sense. So... yeah, we're there now. Give it drawbacks or limitations like capacity or fatigue. I think that's something I'm going to bake into the sort of psionics or spell abilities. But that's a good idea. I'm probably going to add something like Perils of the Warp or Psionic Strain or something like that. That sounds fairly reasonable. Only getting paid for 28 hours this week instead of 40 because job has to leave early yesterday. Today I had to stay home due to being sick. Shit, man. Hope you get to feeling better. And now we can create the bronze kneecap from the Crimson Chin comics. I don't remember that. Looks at title. What's going on in here? Pretty much. The bronze kneecap. I don't even remember those, man. It's been so long. Okay. Good news, though, I do have a lot of stuff that kind of tags into this. So, like, disarming, adding into that for, like, a melee ability. That, dude, disarming's dirt cheap. Disarming is very easy. But having it on a weapon, that's a little different. Hey, Hell, glad you're home, man. I hope you're feeling, you know, good / better. Better is always good, but maintaining Also, usually pretty decent. I don't think... I think akimbo is just kind of like the default. For unarmed? I don't know, but we got stuff like... You want to have like a heavy fist, or... I am going to have to refine some of these, though. And thinking about it, combining them all might not be the best of ideas, but it's okay. Because I think we can sort it.
This is why I switched to
Can you the hell not? You're not getting free advertisement, screw you. Fucking ads on YouTube, head ass. Yeah, no, I don't use ad blocker. Mainly because I am a YouTuber and I feel it. I feel the pain, brothers. Can we make Dr. Bright happy and create a chainsaw rocket launcher? Chain weapons would be a thing. Capacity for mech build. Limitations for physical, psychic mutant. More ammo means bigger mods. More abilities means working on that skill like a muscle. True. I do agree with that. There's a lot of layers to this that we're not going to be able to address today, but I like where your mind's at. So like obviously having a combo weapon, that's going to be a little spicy in the kind of like how you utilize both aspects of it sort of deal. Which basically means I have to create a way for changing weapons to be a thing. I'm gonna go back to your analog horror and just have you quiet so you get the view. Have fun. Thanks, man. I appreciate the lurk. I always appreciate lurks. Funnily enough, I stumbled across a couple of Technoblade videos. It got me thinking, it's like, man, he said this in a past video, like, the only reason I have so many views is because people put on the content and then forget it's on. Right? So it's like, it's just people sleeping through most of the videos. Yeah. Not a chain firing rocket launcher, a rocket launcher that fires chainsaws. I know, but I would also like stats for a chainsaw weapon, like a chain sword, because if we're going to use a rocket launcher to fire chainsaws, why don't we use them to fire chain swords and chain axes? See what I mean? Question is, what do I call that? And how do I implement it? I guess that would be kind of a sundering thing, actually. Maybe. I don't know. That one's got me a little bit stumped. How would I implement a chainsaw type weapon? Thinking about it, I think I should add explosive to this. Just to have it on here. Let's put this at a 12. Bump the damage when it's active. Chainsaw probably multi-strike already. You could flavor that, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Chainsaw sword is melee mech, takes strength and tech, gives Damage, bleed, and has a chance to frighten. Yeah, it's a little much, but I'm tempted to agree. I do already have kind of an AoE setting for spells up here. Get the bomb, which I might just grab, actually. I had this idea for a charge mechanic where you take an action to charge up your next action, but I don't know if I'm going to hang on to that. Yeah, I kind of agree with Mag at the moment. So, if we're talking like, say we wanted to build a chainsword, the way I would do it at present is probably multi-strike and sundering. To kind of give that multiple heavy hit grinding sort of effect. That works. Ooh, we could also do arcing. Or actually, we're gonna call this lobbing instead. So probably want to add a thing about including status effect, like Josh said, fear or bleed. Yes. I do need to figure out conditions, though, before I do that. But that is a good point. That is something that I definitely need to consider. Because conditions, I only have cover and stunned at the moment. I don't want to overload things with conditions. So... That's something I'll have to sort. Working word arcs from one title to another. That's a good idea, actually. Definitely. Do you want to call it arcing or chaining, though? Or bouncing. Could also be bouncing. Let's do bouncing, because arcing kind of specifies electricity. I know the wording is really weird. I'm writing it down in a way that will remind me what the intent is. Go barbarian on it, kill, move to next. Not the worst of ideas. Then there's the kind of thought of like general combat abilities. How do I work with that? That's something different, I suppose. The more we work on this, the more I'm thinking I do kind of want this to be more weapon focused. With there being some baseline stuff that people can do with or without weapons, and then just kind of add in the. I think I'm going to change it from unarmed to like a martial arts sort of thing. That way people can use it with weapons as well. But then that kind of adds in the capability of double stacking on stuff. Though I guess I could remove some of those limits. Not limits, I could remove some of that capability just by specifying which ones are capable of being put with what. Chainsaw misses like a Leatherface, flail and fail. Fails, bro. The fails. One of the reasons I don't watch horror movies because people are always incredibly stupid. And it's usually the people getting got that are stupid. But the vast majority of the time, it's also the person doing the getting that is stupid because it takes them so dang long to actually get to the people. And otherwise, the survivors would not be survivors if the big bad was actually intelligent. Maybe change explosive to area of effect because same as arcing explosive detonates explosion. I do think I think I want to keep it as explosive for the moment. Because I kind of see what you're saying, but I also think that the different types of AoE are distinct enough that it does kind of merit separating them. But I guess that's kind of the point. I'm probably going to reduce some of these later. Someone wants to make sword chucks. Sword chucks, you can do chain rope. Probably akimbo, but that's more of like two weapons kind of thing. Honestly, just like honestly, I don't know what normal stats for sword chucks would be. They're like line, cone, and dome? Yes. It actually might be worth separating them into that. So, like, explosive could be our dome AoE. Can we just have, like, line and cone, maybe? No, that's a little bit too simple. Say piercing, and then... what do I do? So let's do that for now, and I can adjust that later. Laser chucks, like Texas had in the Detroit Metal City cartoon. Laser chucks. That would almost definitely be an armor-piercing sort of affair. I could see that working. Think about nunchucks though, is they're kind of hard to... sorry, yawning. They're kind of hard to figure out from a mechanical standpoint. Because honestly, nunchucks are very niche weapons and they're very hard to use. I guess you can make him a disarming sort of deal and then add in the armor piercing for the laser effect. There wouldn't be really much of a difference for sword chucks though. So piercing, and I've already got spread shot. My brain latched on to Spewer for like the cone effect, but I feel like that's going to get taken out of context really fast. Need kind of a cool name for a cone AoE. brain is not working right today. What do y'all think? Give me a name for a conical AoE. Because I don't want to just call it cone. That seems like a little bit of a cop-out. I might be overcomplicating it, though. Breath? I think that will only hit for... I think that's only going to hit for D&D people. Spray, that's a fair point. Spray is a good one. And again, I will sort the details of this later. Details are nice, but for now, I just want to get the idea of all of these abilities down, and then I can go through later and put the finishing touches on them. What else can we add, though? I'm kind of running out of ideas. Spray works for melee and projectile. That's fair. Actually, I don't think it works for melee too terribly well. Well, I suppose it does. Kind of depends on how you go about it. That's fine for right now. Any like obvious abilities that I'm missing though? Splash? Splash would be more of the. Splash could be a standing AoE actually. Maybe better to go with simpler term here. That's fair. Yeah, let's just call these line and cone, because you're right, I think I'm overcomplicating it. An ability called Splatter or for non-cone area effects. That fits under Explosion, though. And I think you're right calling it Explosive. I'm just gonna have it as AoE for now. Actually, area of effect would probably fit. There. I'll sort the details later. Simply, GM will figure it out, more or less. At least I'm hoping I will. I lost my phone there. What did we did? So if I move this table, does the other one come with it? Questions to be answered soon, but not now. It's a lot of abilities now that I think about it, which is good if this is going to be a build your own kind of thing. Figure out the rules? Fair point. Did you throw in an elemental when I mentioned I was on a different tab? Might want something like Force or Force Sword or Jedi pushes. That would be, if we're talking about the Force specifically, that would be under the displacement one. Or displacer. So that's covered, but having an elemental type of damage bonus, that's a fair point. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, like as a straight damage increase or as armor reduction. I don't know. It works like bonus dice. I don't want to add multiple dice into this, at least not for the base version. Jacked fighter. It just occurred to me, this is my last day to do streaming stuff before the weekend, because family is coming to visit and I will not be able to stream while they're here. Which also reminds me, I meant to make my cousin something in the 3D printer, but I have not touched that thing because I gotta rebuild the entire vent system and I don't want to do that yet. Low powers, more dice. Not how I'm doing it. Or attack actions, sure, but yeah. I do, again, I want this to be wargame compatible, so I want to keep the number of dice as low as possible, because there's a very good chance that I'm gonna just make this a build your own unit kind of thing. So then if somebody decides they want to go full ham with all of that, they're going to be rolling like 80 dice for one squad. And I would like to avoid that level of ridiculous out of the gate. If they want, you can split the elements and give them all special things. That is a good idea, actually. Cold slows fire burns for a dot, wind does something. Yeah, no, I like that idea. I do like that idea. I'm going to put that on here as like a little note. And this is not going to be the finished product. I keep saying this. I'm going to come back and like run over each of these. But that is a good idea. That also kind of adds into the like build your own spell kind of thing that I really like. Now that I think about it, Maze Rats has something similar to this. And I happen to have it right here. I think it's Maze Rats allows you to build your own spells. Yeah, here we go. Magic. So it has a spell generator. And it's like you get a physical effect and ethereal form. So then, I don't know, we'll get a physical effect, petrifying, and ethereal form. Petrifying beam. That's cool. Might have to add something kind of like that, but that's probably asking too much. That's gonna give me some good ideas though. Make elements a secondary role. I don't want to do multiple roles. Gives me a Morrowind spell creation. I love that. Sad it was gone in Skyrim. Yeah. Oblivion had spell creation too, didn't it? Or did it not have the same count as Morrowind? Actually, now that I think about it though, we did just kind of broach on something. Petrifying? That would be more of like a stun kind of thing, I think. Just not to the same degree. That tracks. Alright, talking to the Discord crew. Oh boy. I do feel like that's kind of stepping on the toes of immobilizing, but I think that's going to be in a different kind of thing. So let's do... Oh. Let's do entangling here as like a net gun, and then we can do... E-calls later? Okay. No idea what that means, but have a good one, dude. Thanks for stopping. We'll do stunning here. I'm gonna have to organize all of these again. Okay, I don't think Loki really understands exactly what he's asking here. Loki is very, very old friend of mine. And I just yeeted this at him. Yeah, so I just sent him the game document, and I've seen what he's done on the Voyager Tactics side of things. I've seen like an entire multiple part thesis that he wrote to help this dude balance his system or something. And yeah, Loki, if you can hear me, do that on mine. By all means, just understand that it's very, very early. Very, very early on. Put that there just in case there's people reading this who have no clue what's going on, which I assume is everybody. Also, someone earlier texted Devious making full use of the chaotic, basically uwu face. Yeah, I do. I do that. I am slightly evil with it. As is evidenced by the little face on the stream. I do not fear. I do not fear God or death. Satan's keeping my throne warm. So, that's a lot of abilities. Holy crap. That's good though. I did want something like this. Definitely got to clean up this chart though, because it's looking rough. That's okay. This is fine. This is fine. Brain just decided to pump the brakes. For obvious reasons. Yeah, but you need a lot if it's not only create spells, but also weapons and martial abilities. That's fair. That's a fair point. Very fair point. So yeah, this... Actually, now that I think about it, if we're going with this, then all of these, the profiles that I was thinking about, those are pointless. The spells and psionics ability, this is pointless. All of this is pointless because that's armor and weapons. All of this up to here is pointless. Well, okay, up to about here. So the rest of this is good, but if we are going with this new system kind of thing, then everything down to here is pointless. So we could just delete all of this right now. I'm not going to because I want it to be around just in case I backtrack. Oh yeah. How about entropic weapons? Still useful for weapon bases. Yeah, but I need to rebuild those if it's going to be like a kind of base level thing. Because the way I'm doing this, I think I'm going to remove ranged actually from this chart. Because I think like you're going to buy a weapon. Well, no, I do kind of want it to be there. So like the idea that you do with this is you essentially start with stick. Stick is the baseline. You change it to ranged, and now it becomes spear, bow, I don't know, whatever you want. But then you start adding other stuff. You add firearm, now it's a rifle. You add light, now it's a pistol. You add stunning, now it's a stun gun or a taser. That's kind of what I'm looking at here, which I'm going to have to explain earlier. I'm starting to realize that what's going on in my brain and what's on the paper are not the same thing. So again, I got to clean that up a lot. And I was going to go with this sort of being like a... the reason it's so bare at the moment is because I wanted this to be a progression kind of thing. Like, as the characters progress, they have a signature weapon that they just advance as they advance. But I don't really want to do that anymore because that kind of locks a lot of people into certain playstyles that I don't want to lock people into. This is looking good though. Quite a bit going on and I'm down for it. What I could do as well is I can add... Ooh, wait a minute. The spell cost, I'm going to make a note of this. So, could make it to where you build your own spells as you cast them. So, like, if you have the capability to do ranged, line, and stunning, then you can basically choose when to use those abilities on your spells. And there could be like a completely different system how you get those different abilities. So like you won't have access to literally everything, that would be way too much, but you get access to them kind of like in D&D, you get access to new spells. Wait, that's some galaxy brain shit, hold on. Kind of like meta magic? Exactly. Okay, so the way I'm thinking about it is, say you have like 5 abilities, right? Say you have spread shot, entangling, long arm, rifter, and ranged. If you want to combine all of those into a single ability, the difficulty of casting that ability is going to be huge. And assuming you actually cast it, there's going to be some kind of like detrimental effect if you fail, like some kind of psionic fatigue or something like that. So the more abilities you put into a spell, the more difficult it becomes to cast. But that gives a lot of options. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, hey, look. I suggest looking at some wizard feats from PF2E for that kind of thing. They had a wizard about mixing and matching schools where you could get feats to give ultimate effects to spells. Top of the meta magic sim. I think that would help. At least a little bit. It's not, obviously it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but I mean, that can't hurt. Because obviously those systems work, otherwise it wouldn't still be there. Well, knowing how a certain gaming company works, debatable. I don't have Pathfinder 2e though, I'm going to have to look into that one. Will spells have sense requirements? What do you mean by sense requirements? Are you talking like ability requirements? Because at the moment what I'm doing is like every time you cast a spell, you're going to be rolling your psyche stat. Like for instance, a spell requiring line of sight. Yes. So generally you do have to have line of sight to do anything in this game, but we do have an ability that is called lobbing. Basically, you don't need line of sight, you just need line of effect. And we could also add something like... Honestly, if we really want to, we can make Rifter a thing. Because Rifter is kind of like a little portal gun. That could also be an ability, if I can remember how to brain. Oh, that's why it was like that. But yeah, that could also be an ability, and like, I don't know how much you've sussed out or how much you've like checked out through the document, but all of these abilities are going to be semi-universal. Obviously, there's going to be some that don't work with certain things, but this is going to be like martial arts, spells, and equipment all in one, and you just essentially build your stuff, right? So that's what we're working with at the moment. Oh yeah, I forgot. Starfinder Archives of Nethys. I keep forgetting that exists. I love that site so much too. It makes getting people into Starfinder a lot easier. I say that, I haven't played Starfinder in a while, despite the fact that I'm in the Starsong server. I love those guys, by the way. Starsong's great. But anyway. Accomplished quite a bit today. What else we got? Yeah. There are options. And I'm still adding more options. Because this entire table is going to be... Now that I think about it, this table that I'm making right now, that we've been making this whole stream, this is going to be a combination of, in D&D terms, the feats, the spells, and the equipment all jammed into one. And you essentially just build your own thing whenever you want to do stuff. So this is like half the damn rulebook right here. Sometimes I love how my brain works. Most of the time I don't, but sometimes. There's moments of greatness. Daggone. So now I need to figure out slots, I suppose. Like default slots. Then I have to figure out this stuff. Bruh. brain just did a hard reset, man. I'm looking at this and thinking, oh wow, I made a lot of progress, but holy crap. Hey, what's up, Quizzled? How you doing, man? We are vibing and making a tabletop RPG, and I am concerned, as one tends to be. Noticing that now? Yeah, I know, right? What do you think? I was like, I'm gonna need more than 2 minutes for this one, boss. Yeah, no, dude. If you have the time, by all means, because I have seen your multiple thesis statements on the Voyager Tactics chat, because I'm in that Discord as well. And yeah, by all means, throw that crap at me. That's the stuff that I need right now. Also, I am going to need people to help playtest this once it gets into a more stable kind of state. So, yeah. Interest welcome. Criticism apprehensively welcome. Because I know I got a lot to work on. Did you see the starting character with a 72 damage and a 3x AoE that can't be dodged? What the hell? He was also high speed and attack. How did you do that? I haven't really read through Voyager Tactics all that much, though. To be fair, I have not gone through that entire book like I have with D&D, so I'm not surprised that you managed that because I have played D&D with you, and I think you are where I got my power gaming streak. At least a little bit. Damn. I'm starting to think I need to find a group to play Voyager with, because that game looks fun. So I think this system is going to have a long character creation because of the long list that will grow, but should be fast and easy on the table. Yeah, I'm fairly okay with that. I do want to streamline the character creation as much as possible, so I might separate this into multiple tables. That'll probably make it worse, though. I'm going to have to organize the table in a certain way. Like, organize them by cost and then by what you can take them on. But to create a character, since you mentioned that, let's go ahead and run through it real quick. So, to create a character, this is just basic stuff, we have 5 attributes. Speed starts at 4, body, agility, wits, and psyche all start at 0, and you have 6 points to burn on whatever the hell you like. Theoretically, you can also use them for spell psionics. That's obviously going to be something different. I got to figure out how to do that. After that, basically just get a few points to burn on... Yeah, pretty much just do your base abilities, get some points to burn on starting equipment and abilities from this table, and then that's pretty much character creation. I do want a version where I add in skills, but I don't want to go there just yet. Maybe throw in some suggestion examples before the table to kind of give people shows like Cyberpunk had. I like that. That's a good point. Actually, that's such a good point. I'm gonna make a note of it. Characters. There we go. I can remember how to brain, I swear. That is a really good idea, though. Examples make the TTRPG world go round. Made Doomslayer, then gave us shotgun Death Watch several munitions and made his shotgun, and he's burning Destinies too. Give him a riot shield in the other hand. Jesus Christ. So let's see here. This may be useful for statistic work later on, by the way. What may be useful for statistical work later on? I am worried. Can see the bell curves, chances of success when rolls become more complex, what ranges you have, how consistent it looks, etc. Okay. The way I'm looking at it right now is essentially, I do need to add a couple of more aspects to this, but I want people to play this kind of, not necessarily tactically, but I do want them to sort of think about when they're rushing and mock fuck at the enemy line, right? So I don't want it to be like Pathfinder or D&D where you basically, you have your group that all has their assignment, but you sort of like, if the individual is intelligent about how they go about things, so like if you just charge down a hallway and attack somebody and you have equal skill, it's going to be a toss-up as to whether or not you do anything, no matter how fast you're moving. Unless you have an ability that gives you a bonus for that speed. But if you like bust out of the building, use your shotgun scythe to blast over to the side, hit them from a window, then you get some surprise bonuses and that increases your ability. So I think the how of what people do is going to matter a lot more than the prep. At least that's the hope. If you have a target of how well something performs compared to something else, this lets you do both and see which does higher. That's a fair point. Wait, are you plugging this into a freaking numbers processor or something? I don't know where my brain was going right there. I probably need to pump the brakes and go eat something. Because I have legit only had a bagel and it is almost 6 p.m. Anyway. Damn, it's a lot of work we got done. Really appreciate y'all helping me with this, by the way. I know this is stream and also kind of entertainment for y'all, but you know, thanks for helping. And Loki, I can already tell I am going to get very tired of you hitting me up, but that's, I mean that in the most affectionate way possible, because if I remember you the way I think I do, you're gonna be one of my greatest assets in figuring this crap out. Oh, right. I'm out of coffee. Damn it. Heresy. Welcome to my job. I'm sorry in advance. Is stuff like this actually what you do for a living? You're like a, I don't know, an accountant or something? Or are you just like a really, really good at math? Either way, I appreciate it, man. Because I do want this system to be easy to pick up, but I do also want it to be complex enough to actually do some weirdness. Hey, what's up, dude? You ready to become all Olimar? Oh yeah, the Pikmin com. I saw that. That's gonna be a weird one. Oh, you're a system admin. Okay. So design and build the infrastructure so code for smart energy grid systems don't fall apart and get yelled out by whichever national grid authority needs help at the time. Damn, dude. Yeah, I can see where that would help. It's some slightly adjacent skills right there. It's gonna be cursed. I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. Damn it. That's gonna be weird, but fair enough. And on this week's issue of Devious Wishing He Had Money, wish I could pay you for an actual comm that would look badass that I could use. My life is making sure resource management works. It never ends. I can imagine. Will be perfect to me. I was being vaguely sarcastic. All right, chill. Oh boy. Ironically, the amount the comm costs is about how much you need to buy Pikmin for. Look, you shut the fuck up. You could hear the sarcasm in my voice, or actually, maybe not. An awkward moment when your sarcasm is so advanced, people think you're stupid. In daily existence. Good, fair enough. Oh, I'm sarcastic. Friendo playing Destiny 2, I see. Oh. Just stop by and tell you that can we curse Olimar with about 9 Pikmin surrounding you, so have fun breaking your own game. Oh, trust me, we've already broken it several times, but yeah, I appreciate the warning. I did see it in a couple of chats, trust me. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, Court, always good to see you. Trust, as soon as I have money, I'm gonna be throwing it at you. Because I want art. I think I have kind of lost momentum at this point, though. There's not a lot I can think of to add in. And also, now that I mentioned food, I'm kind of thinking, like, yeah, I should probably get something to munch on. My stomach's now trying to eat me. From the inside, it's very unpleasant. Hey, we got more people jumping in. Ooh. I have no idea who that is. But we have an anonymous dinosaur and an anonymous narwhal. Yeah. Actually, I think I am going to boogie out. Because now I legitimately cannot think of anything other than the sandwich that I'm about to make and absolutely freaking annihilate. I also got some busy work to do a little bit later before cousins come tomorrow. Just spending a couple of days. Maybe 2 more to make note of is like Radiant or Entropic for healing of life absorption. I would say that fits kind of under elemental, but you got a good point there. There goes my phone. Sorry if that scared you guys. So... let's do healing and lifesteal. And then I can't think of any details at the moment because Unga Bunga Lizard Brain is kicking in, and now all I can think about is food. But that's a good one. I'm glad you said that. And that's going to be really good stuff to add in with spells and probably not like martial arts stuff, but you know. Definitely spells, though. And useful for equipment. This is why I share this, because I know how people get. I know how I am too. Like one of the parts that I was absolutely horrified about when I started this little project was, man, I basically break every single game that I play. So I know for a fact, no matter what I do, no matter how much I try and overbalance things, there are going to be people who shatter the game and just completely and utterly destroy the balance of it because they want to see big number go bah. Which is fine, because that's what I do. The trick is getting a middle ground where you can have people who don't care about uber characters and people who don't care about role playing in the same room having fun with the same stuff. I was just thinking and listening while playing some Black Desert. I need to get back on that, because I'm having that issue where I try to play it and then I get distracted almost immediately. It's like, this is fun, kind of. It's pretty when the character goes swish swish and things explode, but I mean, I could be playing BattleBit. Or lately, I could be running Palace. I could be doing literally anything but that. I could be getting new, fresh stuff for Luna. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, that was a good little, that was a good last little bit. Glad you said that. So anywho, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. We have accomplished quite a bit today. Sorry, fixing my volume. Because I have very specific things, or very specific volumes that I like to listen to on YouTube, and I'm very, very careful about them. I don't know why. But yeah. I still don't have a name for this system, by the way. That's one of the things that I haven't figured out yet, is like, I don't know what I'm calling it. I don't really know what the setting is going to be. Like, I got a general idea, but I'm just trying to get the mechanics in place, because I do want this to be genre agnostic. I want way too much for this system, and I'm making it overcomplicated, but that's the fun. Anyway, probably not going to be giving out links to this just yet, just because I do kind of want to keep this sort of close to the chest for a little while longer. But to those I have shared it with, by all means, hit me up in DMs about stuff that I have done, stuff that you would like to see, or maybe criticisms that you have. Everyone, thank you for joining, listening in, and offering your ideas. I very much appreciate it. I am going to go make and then commit war crimes against a sandwich. Y'all have a wonderful day. I will see y'all next round.